Most men think attraction is about looks, status, or saying the perfect lines. But what if everything you've been taught is wrong? What if the real secret isn't about chasing women at all, but about understanding the psychology that makes them move toward you? Because attraction isn't luck. It's not magic. It's not something you stumble into. Attraction is built, quietly, powerfully. Through the way you carry yourself, the energy you project, the boundaries you hold, and the emotional presence you bring into every moment. Women don't fall for the loudest man in the room. They fall for the man with depth. The man with confidence in his silence. The man who lives with purpose, not pressure. These 9 psychological secrets won't just help you attract women. They'll help you become the kind of man who naturally commands respect, admiration, and desire. Welcome to the channel, Stoic Love Wisdom. This is where we will learn, explore, and share valuable lessons about love. In today's video, I will reveal to you 9 psychological secrets to keep women interested in you, a new perspective, helping you better understand the factors that determine a happy and sustainable relationship. Let's explore with me the secrets to building a strong and meaningful love. Before we start, find a quiet place, put on your headphones and relax. Let all your worries melt away, and let the messages in this video help you calm down and feel the most complete. Are you ready? Let's start now. Secret number 1, the principle of not always available. In relationships, there is a truth that very few men ever realize. Being overly available doesn't make you more appreciated, it makes you predictable. Human beings are naturally drawn to what feels rare, and women are no exception. When you're always there, always replying instantly, always giving more than you receive, you unintentionally lose something extremely important, your personal value. But secret number 1 is not about playing hard to get. It's not about pretending to be cold or acting distant. This principle is about the strength of a man who has a life, who has goals, and who doesn't abandon himself for anyone. A man like that is not always available, because he's busy becoming a better version of himself. Think about it for a moment. What attracts a woman more? A guy sitting around waiting for her message? Or a man actively chasing his dreams? The answer is obvious. When you live a meaningful life, when you're focused on building yourself, when personal growth becomes your priority, you naturally become more attractive. You don't need to act mysterious, your life becomes the mystery she wants to explore. The principle of not always available is a reminder. Do not trade your value for attention. Because attention gained that way is never lasting. Women are attracted to men with direction, passion, and self-control. A man like that doesn't need her to complete him. He chooses to walk beside her because he is already whole. And that energy is exactly what makes her care more deeply. Remember this. When you're too predictable, you become an option. When you have your own life, you become an opportunity. And opportunities always hold value. Don't fear that not replying immediately will make her lose interest. If a woman truly cares, she becomes even more curious when she realizes you're not revolving your entire world around her. She'll wonder what you're doing, what you're building, what kind of man you are. That's where attraction begins. Let your life be strong enough that your presence feels like a gift, not a given. And when you live in alignment with your own value, you won't just make women pay attention. You'll make the world respect you. Secret number 2, the mirroring effect, the power that makes women feel naturally connected to you. There's a fascinating psychological truth that most men overlook. Women don't remember much of what you say, but they always remember how they felt when they were with you. You don't need to be the most handsome, the richest, or the most impressive man in the room. But if you can touch her emotions, you will stay in her mind far longer than the rest. And secret number 2 is the key to doing exactly that, emotional mirroring. This is not faking, and it's definitely not a manipulative technique. It's the ability to understand, align with, and connect to a woman's genuine emotions. And that is far more powerful than any pickup line. Imagine this. In a world where everyone is busy, where everyone wants to be heard, where everyone craves understanding. A man who can truly feel what a woman feels is not just rare, he is incredibly valuable. When she's excited about something and you share that excitement, she feels her energy amplified. When she's worried or tired and you soften your tone, listen more, react gently, she feels safe with you. That is emotional mirroring. And here's the surprising part. When you mirror her emotions, her brain begins associating you with feelings of comfort, belonging, and openness. That's why some people can make you feel instantly understood even without knowing you well. You can be strong, masculine, and confident. But if you lack emotional connection, you will always feel out of reach, like a distant figure. But when you know how to listen, align, and understand what's not being said, you become the man women describe as the right vibe. And once the vibe is right, everything becomes easier. Remember this. Women don't expect you to solve every problem. They want you to understand how they feel. A simple phrase like, "I understand how that feels." Or, "Go on, I'm listening," can be more powerful than any long speech or complicated advice. Emotional alignment is not weakness. It is the strength of a mature man. A man who can control himself and is brave enough to listen to others. And the most beautiful part is this. Emotions are the glue that makes women not just notice you, but remember you. They don't remember what you own. They remember how they felt when they were close to you. When you can touch someone's heart through deep understanding, you never have to try to make her care. She naturally wants to stay. Love is not always about brilliant moments, but often about patience, listening and accompanying in every small step. It is those simple things that nurture a lasting bond. That is also the reason why I believe that every experience in love is an opportunity for us to grow and become stronger. If you feel this, please click like as a way to spread positivity to more people. And if this is your first time visiting our channel, click subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any lessons. I also look forward to hearing your thoughts. What is the smallest but most meaningful thing you have ever realized in love? Leave a comment below, maybe your answer will become a source of inspiration for others. Now, let's continue our journey to explore deeper perspectives right away. Secret number 3, the principle of self-value, the power of a man who knows who he is. If there is one secret that makes a man naturally, effortlessly attractive, it is this. Self-value. Because the truth is, women are not attracted to the man who chases them. Women are attracted to the man who chases his own life. It sounds simple, but not everyone can truly embody it. In today's world, people try so hard to please others, to gain approval, to prove themselves through someone else's attention. But doing that makes you lose the most important thing, your independent energy. When you make a woman's attention the center of your life, you unintentionally put yourself in a weaker position. You become predictable, replaceable, and your attraction slowly fades. On the other hand, a man with self-value isn't cold or distant. He is someone who knows exactly what matters to him, and lives according to it. He is the kind of man who doesn't chase anyone. Doesn't compare himself to anyone. Doesn't need to prove anything to anyone. He knows he is building his future. He has goals, discipline, and things he is proud of. And that alone creates a powerful type of attractiveness, the kind you can't fake or pretend. Remember this. Real value isn't in what you say. Real value is in what you do every single day. When you work out, improve yourself, pursue your career, expand your knowledge, you're elevating your own worth. And high value always leads to two things. You don't need attention to feel enough. Others become naturally drawn to your energy. Women sense this immediately. They notice how a man walks, talks, makes decisions. They can feel whether you have direction or not. They instantly recognize a man who knows what he wants in life, and that is the type of man they respect. A man with self-value isn't perfect. He is someone who improves every day, even 1%. Someone who sets boundaries, someone who can say no to things that don't deserve his time. Someone with principles who protects his time and energy. And most importantly, someone who does not lose himself just to be loved. When you become a stronger, more confident, more grounded version of yourself, you don't just attract women. You attract better opportunities, better connections, and a better life. Because the greatest magnet a man can have isn't his looks, his words, or his effort. It's the certainty of who he is and what he believes he deserves. When you value yourself, the world has no choice but to value you too. Secret number 4, compliments that count, few words, big impact. There's a truth about compliments that many men never understand. It's not the quantity of what you say, it's the depth behind it. Women don't fall for empty flattery. They don't remember cliché lines. They don't feel special when they hear the same compliments every other guy has already said. But they do remember authenticity. They remember the one man who saw something unique in them, something others overlooked. This is the power of meaningful, intentional, thoughtfully delivered compliments. Not many. Just enough. But real. Most men throw compliments like confetti, hoping something will stick. You're so pretty. You look amazing. You're beautiful. Over and over again. But all those words eventually blur together. They lose their meaning. A high-value man doesn't do that. He doesn't compliment to impress. He compliments to recognize. And recognition is a language the heart can't ignore. Women feel it instantly when a man truly sees them, not just their appearance, but their character, their effort, their energy, their intelligence, the way they think, the way they treat others. A real compliment sounds like this. I admire the way you always stay calm when things get stressful. I love how passionate you are when you talk about your goals. You have a way of making everyone feel included, that's rare. These words do more than flatter. They validate. They show awareness. They show emotional presence. They make her feel valued for who she is, not just how she looks. And here's the secret. When you highlight a woman's inner qualities, you awaken her inner world. And that's where deeper attraction is born. But just as important as what you say, is what you don't say. A man who compliments too much looks like he's trying to win approval. A man who compliments selectively looks like he has standards. And standards create intrigue. Scarcity creates value. Rarity creates desire. And authenticity creates connection. So compliment less, but mean every word. Say things that tell her, I'm paying attention. Say things that show you see beyond the surface. Say things no one else has told her, not because you're trying to stand out, but because you truly notice. When your words are grounded in truth, they echo longer in her mind. When your compliments are specific, she'll wonder how you see so much. And when your admiration feels real, she won't forget the way it made her feel. Because in the end, attraction isn't built on grand gestures or dramatic lines. It's built on small moments when someone realizes, this person really understands me. And that kind of connection, it's unforgettable. Secret number 5, the power of repeated presence, how consistency makes you unforgettable. There's a psychological truth that quietly shapes every relationship in life. The more someone sees you, the more familiar, and naturally more comfortable, you become. This is called the mere exposure effect, and it's one of the most underrated secrets in attraction. Not manipulation. Not games. Just presence, steady, subtle, consistent. Most men think attraction is created through big moments, dramatic gestures, or perfect timing. But real connection rarely works that way. Attraction grows in the spaces in between. In the small interactions, the repeated conversations, the familiar energy that starts to feel safe. Women are not drawn only to the exciting. They're drawn to the consistently reassuring. Think about it this way. A single message might get her attention. But repeated presence earns her comfort. A single exciting moment might catch her eye. But the way you show up over time is what stays in her mind. And here's where it becomes powerful. Consistency builds trust, and trust builds attraction. When you show up with the same calm energy. When your actions match your words. When you don't disappear, don't overreact, don't play hot and cold games. You set yourself apart from 90% of men who only know how to be temporary. A woman can feel when a man is steady. She can feel when your presence is reliable, not forced. She can feel when your energy adds peace rather than chaos. And peace is magnetic. But let's be clear. Repeated presence doesn't mean you should constantly text her, chase her, or show up everywhere she goes. That's not presence, that's pressure. Presence means showing up without demanding. Being around without overwhelming. Being consistent without being needy. Creating familiarity without forcing attention. Examples of genuine presence look like a simple check-in message that feels natural, not desperate. Sharing a thought that reminds you of a past conversation. Appearing in her life just enough to stay in her world, but not so much that you lose your own. Being emotionally steady, not moody, not unpredictable, not intense one day and distant the next. Women notice patterns more than moments. And when the pattern is strong, steady, and respectful, she begins to feel something deeper. I feel good when this person is around. And that feeling is everything. Attraction isn't just about spark, it's about safety. It's about the emotional consistency that makes her guard slowly lower. The familiarity that turns into trust. The trust that turns into interest. The interest that turns into genuine connection. In a world full of men who come on strong and disappear, a man with stable presence becomes unforgettable. Because in the end, love doesn't always happen in a single moment. Sometimes it happens gradually, quietly. Through the simple truth that you were there, again and again, and it always felt right. Love is a great lesson in maturity. It challenges us with fragility, teaches us patience through waiting, and gives us strength after being hurt. Here, I don't just tell stories for you to listen to, but for you to reflect on yourself and find your own lessons. If you find it valuable, please click like and subscribe, so you don't miss out on the shares that can change the way you look at love. Now, get ready with me, because the rest will have a lot more depth waiting for you. Secret number 6, creating emotional moments, the art of being memorable. There is something more powerful than looks, words, or status. Something that stays in a woman's mind long after the conversation ends. Something that makes you unforgettable even when you're not around. That something is an emotional moment. Humans don't bond through logic. They bond through emotion. Through feelings, through intensity, through meaningful experiences that touch the heart. Most men try to impress women with effort. But wise men understand this truth. If she feels something powerful when she is with you, you will never be just another man. Emotional moments are not about drama or manipulation. They are about presence, depth, authenticity. genuine connection. It can be something as small as a conversation at 1 a.m. that becomes more honest than any conversation she's had in months. It can be the way you listen with full focus, without interruptions, without judgment. It can be a shared laugh that feels too genuine to forget. It can be the moment you reveal something vulnerable, not to seek pity, but to show your humanity. Suddenly, you are no longer a stranger. You are someone she feels. And feelings are what the heart remembers. Here's the truth. You don't become memorable by being perfect, you become memorable by being real. Most people go through life on autopilot. Same conversations, same responses, same shallow interactions. So when a man brings depth, presence, and emotional richness, he stands out instantly. You create emotional moments when you ask thoughtful questions no one else asks. You share dreams, fears, or insights she didn't expect. You listen in a way that makes her feel seen. You speak with conviction about what matters to you. You give her space to express her true self without fear. You bring calm in chaos or excitement in monotony. It's not the event, it's the feeling attached to it. A walk in the rain. A conversation that suddenly turns meaningful. A moment of silence that feels strangely comfortable. A shared vulnerability. A burst of laughter you both didn't see coming. These become emotional anchors. Her mind ties you to that feeling, joy, calm, excitement, comfort, inspiration. And once a feeling is attached to you, everything changes. Because attraction isn't built on appearance. It's built on impact. Anyone can talk to her. But not everyone can create a moment that stays with her. And here's the secret many men never discover. A single emotional moment is more powerful than months of small talk. It's the spark that makes her think about you at random times. It's the memory that triggers curiosity. It's the experience that makes her want more. In a world where everything feels temporary, be the person who creates moments that feel alive. Because when you touch a woman's heart, even for a brief moment, you become a chapter in her story. Not just a passing sentence. Secret number 7, the power of healthy mystery, letting her discover you, not decoding you. There is a kind of attraction that doesn't shout, doesn't chase, doesn't try too hard. Yet it pulls people in with undeniable force. It's not about playing games. It's not about acting cold. It's not about pretending to be someone you're not. It's about something much more natural, much more powerful. Healthy mystery. The kind of mystery that comes from a man who is not an open book to everyone. A man who shares parts of himself selectively. A man who reveals depth gradually, not instantly. See, most men do the opposite. They unload everything at once. They overshare. They try to prove themselves too quickly. They give away their entire story in the first few conversations, leaving nothing to discover. But in human psychology, discovery creates desire. Not information. Not availability. Discovery. When a woman feels like there is more to you than what she sees. When she senses layers beneath the surface. When she realizes she hasn't figured you out yet. Her curiosity awakens. And curiosity is the beginning of attraction. Healthy mystery is not about hiding your life. It's about not giving everything away for free. It sounds like this. You share your thoughts, but not all of them. You talk about your goals, but not every detail. You show your emotions, but you don't drown her in them. You reveal your story piece by piece, not in one big dump. You give her space to wonder who you are when she's not around. This creates a powerful dynamic. She leans in. She asks more. She wants to know you. And when she wants to know you, she invests. When she invests, she connects. When she connects, she cares. Women value what they discover, not what they're handed without effort. But here's the beautiful part. Healthy mystery doesn't require strategy. It only requires authenticity. You are mysterious when you have a life you're passionate about. You pursue things outside of relationships. You have boundaries and standards. You don't need validation from anyone. You don't reveal things just to impress, you reveal things because they matter. A man becomes magnetic when he doesn't rush connection, but allows it to unfold naturally. When he lets silence be comfortable. When he listens more than he explains. When he shares only what's real, not what's performative. Mystery isn't about being unpredictable. It's about being unrushed. Not every thought needs to be spoken. Not every detail needs to be shared. Not every moment needs to be over-explained. The more depth you have, the more space you create for her curiosity. And the more she feels drawn toward you without knowing why. Because here's the truth. People are not attracted to what they fully understand. They're attracted to what feels meaningful, rare, and worth discovering. Be the man she explores chapter by chapter. Not the one she finishes in a single page. Secret number 8, calm confidence, the silent magnetism women can't ignore. There is something incredibly attractive about a man who carries himself with calm confidence. Not loud confidence. Not arrogant confidence. But the quiet kind that speaks without speaking. It's the energy of a man who knows who he is. A man who isn't trying to prove anything. A man who doesn't need attention, validation, or praise to feel strong. This type of confidence isn't flashy. It doesn't walk into a room demanding to be seen. It walks in quietly. And somehow, everyone notices. Women are especially sensitive to this. Because calm confidence creates a powerful emotional reaction. Safety. And when a woman feels safe around a man, she naturally opens up, relaxes, and becomes more drawn to him. But where does this kind of confidence come from? It doesn't come from looks. It doesn't come from money. It doesn't come from trying to act confident. It comes from internal strength. A man who is grounded in his values. A man who doesn't react impulsively. A man who doesn't get shaken by small things. A man who is emotionally stable. A man who responds instead of reacts. A man who knows the difference between patience and weakness. Calm confidence is built, not performed. You show calm confidence when your voice is steady, not rushed. Your movements are intentional, not chaotic. You speak less, but your words carry weight. You hold eye contact, not aggressively, but comfortably. You're not afraid of silence, you let it work for you. You don't chase approval, you offer presence. This is the kind of masculine energy that stands out in a world full of noise. Most men think they need to impress to attract. But the truth is the opposite. You attract more when you try less. Because trying too hard signals insecurity. Trying too hard exposes neediness. Trying too hard pushes women away. Calm confidence, on the other hand, says, I am enough. I am centered. I am in control of myself. That energy is irresistible. Here's the real secret. Confidence is not loud. Insecurity is loud. Confidence is silent. A calm man becomes magnetic because he brings something rare, peace. And peace is unbelievably attractive. A woman feels it when she talks to you and you're not scrambling for the right thing to say. She feels it when your presence relaxes her nervous system instead of activating it. She feels it when she knows she can express herself without being judged or rushed. She feels it when your energy says, I can handle life. And I can handle myself. This is what separates boys from men. Not bravado. Not dominance. But emotional composure. Because when a man can stay calm, steady, and grounded, he becomes a safe place in a chaotic world. And a man who can make a woman feel safe already has half of her heart. Secret number 9, respecting boundaries, the ultimate sign of a high-value man. If there is one secret that separates truly great men from the rest, it is this: the ability to respect boundaries. Not because you're afraid of crossing lines, but because you value yourself, and her, enough to honor them. Most men think attraction is created by being persistent, available, or overwhelming with affection. But in reality, the deepest attraction grows where there is respect. Where there is space. Where there is understanding. And where there is emotional maturity. A man who respects a woman's boundaries shows something rare: self-control, discipline, awareness, and confidence. He doesn't force connection. He doesn't rush intimacy. He doesn't pressure her to feel something before she's ready. He doesn't punish her with silence or attitude when she needs space. Instead, he stands firm in who he is. He honors her pace without abandoning his own standards. He gives her room to breathe, think, and feel. And paradoxically, this is exactly what pulls her closer. Because here's the truth. Women open up to the man who doesn't try to invade their world, but invites them into his. A man who respects boundaries is a man who listens when she says she's overwhelmed. Steps back when she needs time, without resentment. Knows that no is not rejection, it's clarity. Understands that pressure destroys attraction, but patience strengthens it. Doesn't lose himself when things slow down. Stays calm even when emotions rise. Doesn't mistake space for disinterest. Values emotional integrity over instant gratification. And most importantly, he never sacrifices his own boundaries either. Because high-value men don't just respect lines. They have lines. They protect their time. They protect their energy. They protect their self-worth. They don't allow disrespect, manipulation, or inconsistency. They know when to stay, and when to walk away. This is the kind of man a woman trusts. This is the kind of man she feels safe with. This is the kind of man she can build something real with. Respecting boundaries isn't weakness. It's not passiveness. It's not fear. It is strength. It is character. It is leadership. It is the mindset of a man who doesn't chase control, he builds connection. Because the man who respects boundaries communicates one powerful message. I don't need to force anything. What's meant for me will meet me with clarity, not confusion. And women feel that. Deeply. Instinctively. Emotionally. Boundaries don't create distance, they create trust. They create safety. They create desire. They create the foundation for something lasting. And in the end, the most attractive man in a woman's life is not the one who pushes the hardest, but the one who understands her heart, honors her limits, and remains confident in his own. That is the man she values. That is the man she respects. That is the man she chooses. Conclusion. The true essence of male attraction. In the end, these 9 secrets are not tricks, tactics, or strategies to win a woman's attention. They are reflections of something much deeper. The mindset and energy of a man who values himself. Because real attraction doesn't come from chasing, pleasing, or proving. It comes from presence, purpose, and emotional strength. A man becomes magnetic when he lives with intention. When he knows how to give space, yet stay consistent. When he listens with depth, yet speaks with clarity. When he is open enough to connect, yet grounded enough to protect his boundaries. When he is confident without noise, and mysterious without games. These 9 principles are not about changing who you are. They are about revealing the strongest version of you. The version who doesn't rush connection, because he trusts his worth. The version who creates emotional moments, because he has emotional depth. The version who respects boundaries, because he respects himself. The version who doesn't need attention, because he already has direction. And when a man embodies these qualities, something powerful happens. Women don't just notice him. They feel drawn to him. Not for what he does, but for who he is. Remember this. Attraction is not built in a moment. It's built in the energy you carry, every single day. So be the man who grows. Be the man who leads himself. Be the man who creates presence, not pressure. Respect, not control. Connection, not neediness. When you live with strength, purpose, and emotional integrity, you don't chase love. You attract it. So today's video has ended. Thank you for taking the time to watch it all. I hope you have learned valuable lessons and these shares will help you on your love journey. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to receive more interesting content in the future. I'm very grateful for your support and see you again in the next videos. Wishing you all love and happiness.